fun. What's up, Mortgage Coach community? Dave Savage, one of my first interviews of 2021, and I'm with Jody Amend. What's up, Jody?
Hey, Dave. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah. No, well, thanks for accepting. So you are a very busy loan officer. I know you had a great year, and I've never interviewed you before, so I'm looking forward to hearing, how you use Mortgage Coach, how you're winning out there in the market. But let's just start with a little bit about yourself, since I'm learning myself who you are and where you're at.
Yeah, so I have been in the business. This year will be my 27th year in the business. And it's so funny you say top producer. That still hasn't really sunk in because that's kind of new for me. Although I've been in the business for many years. I was always I wasn't part-time, but I always worked, 20 to 25 hours a week. I never really worked my business. I was fortunate. I had, referrals and repeat customers. But then in 2018, something shifted. I had a goal that I'd had for like 20 years. We wanted to buy a second home up in Steamboat here. And it kind of dawned on me, if this is going to happen, this is something that I have control over and that I need to do. And so I just decided for the first time to really, really work my business in 2018. And so it's just been the last couple of years that I've really been a top producer. So it's interesting after 24 years in the business.
Well, I love that. Everybody has their story. And one of my goals in 2021 is, first of all, interview new people into the Mortgage Coach community and interview people at different levels. I mean, not everybody wants to, whatever that pinnacle of success, I think there's milestones. I want to do 25 million. And then after you hit 25, I want to do 50. And after you do 50, I want to do 100, and then I want to do 200. Like, not everybody wants to do 100. Not everybody wants to do 200. Not everybody wants to do 50 million. And it sounds like you were in that camp where, like, hey, I've got my lifestyle. I've got a family with kids. What was your number? Because now you have done over 50 million this year, haven't you?
Yeah. So, working 20, 25 hours a week with young kids, I still made a great living. I still made six figures. I was totally content with that. In 2018, I closed just a little over 7 million, helped 27 families refinance or purchase a home. And so at the end of 2018, I decided to do my goal setting for 2019. And I set a goal of helping 60 families and closing 20 million. And so that was almost tripling my business. So.
And did you hit it?
I closed 20.5 million. And I think I was at 72 families that I helped.
That's beautiful. And then what? Yeah. What was the next goal, and where are you at today?
The next goal for 2020, obviously not knowing what was going to happen with the interest rates this year. But my goal for 2020 was at 32 million, and I ended up closing just shy of 60 million. So
wow. And how many
by myself, served? I might add. I don't really. I did that pretty much without a team. I did hire an assistant partway through the year that helped with.
Did you keep it under 20 hours a week?
Oh heck no. No. But that's okay. Yeah, no. I've really enjoyed it. It's been really fun growing my business and implementing all of the tools and the technology that I've gained over the last couple of years. It's been fun. I'm really enjoying it.
Well, what a great story, where you had the mortgage business where you wanted it, but then you formed a personal goal, is my takeaway, like, want to expand the lifestyle, and you made bigger goals, and you've hit them. And obviously 2020 has gone beyond everybody's expectations if you're a mortgage professional. So you said you closed 62 million. How many families served?
It was just under 60 million, and it was 163 families.
Congratulations. You are one of America's best loan officers. You're a top producer for the company that you work for. But most importantly, you're being you. You're hitting your goals, doing your life. And so I applaud you. And to me, what's even more important than all that, the way you do the business and the way you serve families. You aren't a red belt yet, but you are like a black belt ×2. I think you're around 600 total cost analysis, and you got on my radar because I'd never interviewed you. You were, wow, look at the production improvement you're having, and look at the number of total cost analysis that you're creating. What's your Mortgage Coach story? When did Mortgage Coach come into the story with you?
It's been over 5 years. But, and I used it, but I did not use it on every single file. And now every single file gets a TCA, and I know there's a great way to share with video on Mortgage Coach. I need to definitely brush up on my Mortgage Coach skills, but I share every single TCA with a BombBomb video. And then I put the link to the TCA, screen share, go over the TCA with them, and then I copy the agents on it if it's a purchase. Sometimes parents are involved or financial planners, and I will include them on that as well.
Hey, we don't care how you use our platform as long as you're giving the family options. You're giving the family the transparency of those options over time.
Right.
And do you show mortgage strategies like, hey, what if you took this refi and you prepaid the difference? Are you showing them strategies to pay off debt faster or strategies to build wealth faster?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely doing that.
And
One
you're
of
a
the things
mortgage coach.
I'm sorry.
Then you're a mortgage coach. Like
Oh, yes.
you're how you add the video, when you add the video, how you do live. There's a lot of ways. And then I also think not only do I interview a lot of top producers, and there's different ways that they do it for different clients, for different situations. Think of all these things as just like a golf clubs in a golf bag. And so I'm looking forward to breaking down how you do it. But you were going to say something else?
Oh, I was just going to say, I purchased my first home when I was 23, and I wasn't given loan options. I wasn't, they didn't explain to me the difference between FHA and conventional mortgage insurance options, that I could pick an interest rate based on, the fees that I wanted to pay. So my goal is to make sure that it's a transparent transaction, that they're given options and education, and Mortgage Coach is just the perfect tool to accomplish all of that.
Love that. Well, you're doing it right, and you're on the way. Before we get into how you use Mortgage Coach, and I try to get some scripting from you, what are your goals for 2021? What do you want to see happen a year from now?
Yeah, so I've started a team this year. So in March it was just me, and now I have an assistant and 6 loan officers under me. So my hope is to keep my production where it was this year. And I understand refis are going to, slow down, but I think with everything I've put in place that I'm going to see my purchases go up. So I would like to do 60 million this year, but I would like my team to be at 100 million this year. And all of my loan officers using the Mortgage Coach technology. That is not an option. If you're on my team, it's not an option.
Yeah,
Any loan officer can
that.
provide any loan officer can provide a fee worksheet. That's just not enough.
So you're branch manager now. So when you say your team, so you and your assistant are going to shoot for 60 million again this year, and then you have started your branch manager now. You've got 6 loan officers, and you want to see that branch do another 100 million. So really, the branch is going to do 150, 160 million. Is that the goal?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, great job. Love the leadership. For anyone listening to this, to me, the takeaway so far is her breakthrough came when she had a personal why. She, wanted this second home in Steamboat. So she had a personal why. She created business goals, and she got clear on consistent processes. When I interview top producers, those are common themes. Consistency of best practices. Mortgage Coach is one of her best practices, and she does it consistently. So what happens? She gets really good at it. And then now, growing as a leader, I'm looking forward to interviewing you again later this year. And if you do enforce those standards where you bring in good people, you don't have to have a lot of requirements, but a Mortgage Coach TCA versus a fee worksheet, that's a pretty big difference from a family's perspective. And it also helps the loan officer get better. So before I go into scripts, one more thing. I'm curious, do you watch some of our interviews? Do you use the Facebook group? How has,
definitely.
Not just the software, but how has the training platform that we put together, how's that helped you?
Oh my gosh.
And how do you do it?
I watch the Mortgage Coach videos all the time, and from the scripts, the Scriptapalooza, the loan application, how to take the perfect loan application, how
Is
to.
that Shayla Gifford's
Yeah.
perfect loan process? I mean, that is.
And
I got to re-promote that because it was the #1 video in 2019. It actually beat out Scriptapalooza, but we haven't promoted that, and that is still just pure money.
It's a good one. And then just, all the amazing information from Josh Metal and Tim Brahim. I can't remember if it was which one of them did the, or maybe it could have been Ryan Grant. I don't even know who it was, but it was the process and following up with listing agents. And that's been a
Okay.
huge piece of my growth. I've never called on realtors. Like I've never cold called on realtors. And it's been more about building relationships, and listing agents has been a big piece of that. And that was very helpful in learning how to approach that.
We got to go find what video that was. There's been so many I've done with Tim and with Josh, and I know the strategy. I'm just trying to think, what interview is that? There's a strategy. If you remember, let me know so I can put it in the
Okay.
show notes below. But we'll put Shayla Gifford's perfect loan process or perfect pre-approval process in the show notes below. I mean, it's a mortgage coach requirement. And I can't say that about a lot of videos. So let's get into how. You said you do it with everybody. You want to start with a purchase or a refi in terms of, how you use mortgage coaching when you use mortgage coach?
Yeah. So do you want me to share
Yeah, you can
one
share
or
your
just?
screen. I am, whether you share now or you share in a minute. But why don't you share? Just pull it up.
Okay.
And when do you give the family the total cost analysis? What's your scripting? How do you frame it to the client so they're like, oh, this is
Yeah.
valuable? What's that sound like?
So I do it. I do it right after I pre-approve them. It's the first thing I do.
So we're
And
talking
let's see.
purchase pre-approval now, right?
Purchase, refinance, anything. So
Okay.
this one was a purchase. And well, these particular clients, they actually had a property identified. So this is for that property. But I give everyone, depending on their situation, if there's mortgage insurance required, I'll give them like 2 different interest rate options with 2 different mortgage insurance options. So this one, for example, is 2.5% with monthly MI, 2.625 with monthly MI, and then I gave them the same 2 interest rate options with, or I'm sorry, 2 at monthly MI and then 2 at the upfront MI. And then I just, like I said, with my screen share video, I'll go through here and I'll explain to them, the monthly savings difference, the savings in the first 5 years and the savings over the life of the loan. Just kind of highlight, what the payment difference is and the amount of cash to close. And I just feel like it really, really helps them identify which option is going to be best for them based on, what's more important, cash out of pocket or that monthly payment. And it makes it so clear. And then I do, click the more info button and go over the payment breakdown and the closing cost options as well.
So the transparency, the fact that you're showing a family options, you're showing them how they impact them over different periods of time. What do families say? Like when they see this, do they give you any positive feedback?
Oh my gosh, but with the realtors and the clients, this was so helpful. Thank you so much. This explains, it gives me the opportunity as I'm going through each option to explain what is mortgage insurance? Why is it required? Here are your 2 options. Like sometimes the videos can be a little bit long, but I feel like it gives them the opportunity. They can go back and rewatch it. And because of the tracking, I can see people go back and they watch that video multiple times. And so it's always there for them to go back and go, listen to it again. And because it's a new process for them. There's so much information. It's overwhelming. And so they always have that to go back to and watch again. I feel like
Love
they're
that.
just a lot more informed, through the process.
Yeah, no doubt. And what do you call it for the family? What's the, give me the first 15 seconds. So you call it a total cost analysis.
Total cost analysis, yes.
And then you said realtors love it too. How do the realtors know about it?
I copy my realtors on every single TCA that goes out. And in the beginning, this is new to them. Their response is, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Nobody is doing this. And I still copy them on every single one. That way, sometimes the borrowers will ask the realtor questions on the financing side, and they're not usually privy to that information, but at least, they'll have a general idea of what we've talked about, and they love it. And then they know that their clients are being taken care of and they're being educated. And it's very valuable.
No, let's go into the advice engine real quick. We call that where you do the data input. I want to just look at a few key metrics. If you're a mortgage coach, I would ask you right now to log in yourself. Go to settings real quick. Go to settings up there in the upper right hand corner. And so a couple metrics I want you guys to see. She's created 604. So she's black belt ×2. Black belt's 300. And you're 400 TCAs away from being a red belt, which is the the highest you can get. You can see that she's created 600. They've been viewed 3,700 times. So that's pretty good. You know, I mean, that's not 10 times. Like if it was 60,000, that would be, call it top 10% mortgage coach land, but it's more than 3, so it's solid. And then your videos, you mentioned earlier that you don't use the video feature within Mortgage Coach. I would tell you they would get shared more if you do, and they would be more mobile optimized. Just something for you to consider. And I'm not saying never do the BombBomb video. I'm saying like the standard is put the Mortgage Coach video, and then like when you feel like you need to put more meat on the bones and you need to give a bigger description and you want to do the sharing and doing it, then you do that BombBomb video. That's like your driver, and the Mortgage Coach video is like your putter. But nevertheless, you're doing a great job. Scroll down real quick. I want to see if you're using any integrations. Do you use any integrations? Okay, so you use the HomeBot. You like that?
I do, yeah.
Okay, you've downloaded the apps, you log in consecutively. Awesome. You've done a few rep versus own, but not a lot. It doesn't look like you use that feature very often.
I need to brush up on that.
I will tell you that is something that we are recommending when it comes to 2021. There's going to be even more first-time home buyers in the market, and the rent versus own is a great urgency creator, and realtors love it. So it's something that I do recommend. I think a move-up analysis is going to be a great 2021 strategy, and I do think debt consolidation. While we're still in a rate and term refi window, but we see a lot of debt consult opportunities coming. You were going to say something there, Jody?
Aren't you guys coming out with a new feature on the debt consolidation?
Yeah, we're upgrading our capabilities any day now. Like any day now, you'll see that drop. I'm not even going to tell anybody about the beta because it's been in beta, but any day now that will, upload, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. So do you want to share a refi TCA, or you want to close out? Let me know if you've got one to go.
Let's see here. Yeah, this one's a pretty simple. This one is just comparing interest rate options. Yeah, it's just a pretty basic one, just giving them different interest rate options. It's showing really funny there.
Yeah, just refresh it a little bit.
But a lot of times what I'll do is I will take, their current mortgage and then what they're saving on the options, and I'll put it as a reinvestment strategy to show them if they want to pay off their home quicker, and take that savings.
There you go.
Yeah, but this one's just a basic 4 different interest rate options, and what the monthly.
And that's fine. This is like the cafeteria refi strategy, and I think it's important because it lets the borrower know that, hey, you know what? I'm not like one rate and one payment. It's like pick your rate, and so especially if you're dealing with a shopper, it's like instead of them, they're going to shop, but at least they look at like, oh, I can shop with you. And when they pick the loan, they pick the loan officer. I find that if you're dealing, go ahead. You were going to say something.
I was just going to say I win more deals because of these, because people will come to me. Oh, I worked with, lender, ABC, and they quoted me, here's their rate. Can you match it? Well, of course I can match it. How much do you want to pay for it? And this just makes it clear. And sometimes even if I'm not, if my price is a little bit higher, just providing this value to them and showing them that they have options, I'll win the deal just from the TCA alone.
Love that. Well, go ahead and stop sharing your screen. So I'm always thinking when I do these interviews, like what's the headline? What's the theme of this conversation? And how part of it's to promote it so that, hey, a lot of people are going to watch it. But I also want to, I don't want to clickbait. I want it to be real. But to me, this is like becoming a team leader. I mean, that's really what 2021 is. At least that's what I'm hearing. Like you've been this solo loan officer for 20 plus years while you hired someone last year and you started building your branch. I mean, this is the year where you're going to be a leader. Is that fair enough to say?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and just to reiterate, and my team will be using Mortgage Coach. Yeah.
I love hearing that. And let me know, your company is an enterprise client of ours. That means you've got a success manager that would be happy to do some training for your branch, or set up some fee templates if it made things faster. How fast are you creating a total cost analysis right now?
Well, one of the things that having an assistant has been new for me. And so it's evolving, and the things that I have her help me with is constantly changing. So recently, in this environment with the rates being so low, we get so many people reaching out on a daily basis looking for interest rates. So Beth, my assistant, will go in and she'll, if they're a past client, she'll pull their previous information to input into the assumptions. And then she'll check rates for me in Optimal Blue, and she'll start the TCA for me. And then I just go in, I tweak it, and then I'll do the video and send it out. So it's helped me get those TCAs out a lot faster. And then also with the HomeBot, people are requesting the TCAs through HomeBot. And then I just have to go in and, check the rates and tweak it a little bit and get it out.
Love that. When you were creating them yourself, how long did it take you personally back in the pre?
Well, once I
assistant?
have the rates and the loan options, it takes 5 minutes, to put one in. It's
Love
super
that.
quick.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anybody listening to this, it's hard to do it faster than 2 minutes, although you can with certain situations using strategy templates, do a 1 minute, 2 minute TCA, but 5 minutes is that number. Like, you should be able to do one of these in 5 minutes. If it's taking you longer than that, you just need to train more. You might want to come to our either Wednesday training at 11, where we just teach black belt training, how to do different strategies. And then every Thursday, it's all about workflow optimization, how to create the TCAs, how to improve it. Jody, you're just, to me, I love this interview because you represent so many mortgage professionals where you were in the business for a lot of years at certain level. Now, I think there's a lot of people that can relate to that, but then you've really separated. You've taken it to another level. You are truly an industry top producer, and I hopefully on our next interview, you're an awesome leader. You're helping grow other loan officers, and you're building this $150 million mortgage platform. So good luck on that. Any last words for everybody listening?
No, I really appreciate the opportunity. I have been a fan of you and everything that you've provided, the immense value that you've provided to the mortgage community, and the fact that everyone gives their time. All of these professionals and top producers have given their time to help others. It's just, I'm super grateful for that.
Well, I'm grateful for that too. It makes my job fun, and it is interesting how top producers are leaders and leaders are learners. And you're super busy. You're a mom. Now a top producer. You're a team leader, and you made time for this because you want to give back. You want to lead. So thank you for doing that. Everybody listen to this. I hope you got value. Please share it with your mortgage friends. If you're a manager, I know you know someone that is right where Jody is, and this could be inspirational to them. And then hopefully it can also be tactical and valuable to them. So share it with your mortgage friends. And Jody, thank you very much for making time.
Thank you so much, Dave. I appreciate it.
All right, take care.